Hey Jason, welcome to Overland Expo. Hope you have been enjoying your expo experience this year.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been a good time. Met a lot of great followers of the channel. Seen a lot of cool gear. It's been a great time to spend time with, people who enjoy the channel and be able to talk with them face to face.
Yeah, we've been following your channel, Primal Outdoors, for a while now, seeing you live the van life in this Ford Econo van,
Hmm.
right? So, how did you first decide that you were going to live the van life full time, and how did you arrive at that decision?
Well, when I first kind of made the decision, it was more not. I didn't really know that I wanted to live the van life. I knew I wanted to live a minimalist life. I wanted to live. And in my first rendition of it, I actually bought an RV and tried that first. And then it was about 7 years ago, I want to say 6, 7 years ago, I actually saw a sportsmobile online for the first time, and that was kind of my first first time seeing a four-wheel drive Econoline, and that immediately became a dream. Now I went through a few different renditions until I finally came to this one, but it was actually about, yeah, like I said, it was probably a good 6 or 7 years ago, and I want to say the catalyst that actually made me want to go to a minimalist lifestyle was I was reading a book about Daniel Boone, and in that book there was the biographer said that the Indians at the time thought it was foolish that we wanted to own specific pieces of land, and they couldn't understand that. Like, they didn't see the value in it, just one small piece of land. They thought it was like buying a piece of water or buying air. And I thought about that, and it made so much sense, and it just made a mental shift. And like I said, it's been several renditions to this point, but that's what made me, that was the catalyst that made me decide I wanted to live a more minimalist lifestyle like van life.
Thank you for that. And well, when you're living full time in a van, that van is not just your, your method to go from place to place. It's also your home.
Right.
So you have to, think very differently than somebody like a weekend warrior that
Right.
just wants to hit trails and
Right.
do obstacles and stuff. But even so, sometimes we don't have control over the situation.
Hmm.
So what has been your most challenging trip so far, and how did you overcome it?
My most challenging trip so far is when I originally first got the van. It was an old van, and like most old vehicles, they had some maintenance issues, and I was working through those maintenance issues with a mechanic, and unfortunately he didn't do the best job, and I found myself in a remote wilderness area, and the work he had done failed, and I found myself having to do all the repairs in a wilderness environment. I was very lucky that my friend was also with me and his vehicle was there, because it was a 5 hour round trip just to get to a place to call cell phone signal to order parts. And then we had to make the 5 hour round trip again the next day to go get the parts. Then I had to actually put a new radiator and thermostat in the van out in a campsite that, was in the wilderness. So
Wow. Yeah, that sounds like a great adventure, but obviously at the moment it probably didn't
it was
feel
very
like it.
frustrating.
Yeah,
It
but
was very frustrating.
thank you for sharing your experience, and we hope to see you again in your next video
Uh,
soon.
Thank you. And thank you for coming by. I appreciate it.